School levies driving people to the polls for today's special elections. Good evening, I'm Mark Allen.
And good evening, I'm Katie Houston. We were in Vandalia today, where voter turnout was steady, but nothing compared to what we're expecting to see in November for the presidential general election, which is why officials want you to know there have been some changes at the polls. Megan O'Rourke is live with our top story to tell us what those are and how they could affect you.
Well, 2 News has partnered with the League of Women Voters to bring you stories that impact your vote this election season. And one of those is that one of the biggest changes since the 2008 presidential election is that there are about half as many polling locations in Montgomery County. And some worry that that's going to lead to confusion and ultimately fewer people casting ballots. In these tough financial times, everyone is buckling down, and the Board of Elections is no exception. Deputy Director Steve Harsman says after the 2008 presidential election, they decided to reduce the number of polling locations in Montgomery County from 355 to just 176, saving the county over $200,000 a year.
I think that's reasonable, and especially with the cost savings, and is a positive thing as well.
But not everyone sees fewer polling places as a good thing. The League of Women Voters has already expressed concern.
It could be A, chaos, and B, voter suppression, truly, because if older or disabled or poor or people who don't understand these things very well would come to their old location and it would be closed, they would go home, or if they went to the wrong location and insisted on voting, which some of them might, it wouldn't be counted. So that would just be a terrible thing.
This won't be the first election since the reduction in polling places. That actually took place in 2009. But this will be the first presidential race, and there's expected to be record turnout.
We're estimating about 40,000 presidential voters that only vote in a presidential election year.
Harsman says he still doesn't anticipate long lines on November 6th because it's expected about 1/3 of all votes in Montgomery County will either be cast early or absentee. But for those who prefer a trip to the polls, postcards with polling locations are going to be sent out to all registered voters in the coming days.
I think when it's all said and done, it won't be a big issue.
Now, if you don't receive a postcard and need to find out where to vote, you can also call the Montgomery County Board of Elections at 225-5656. Reporting live, Megan O'Rourke, 2 News.